Welcome to the second in a series of videos focusing on the key skills required to achieve the top grades in GCSE, grades 7 to 9. It's also applicable to students studying the Level 2 certificate in Further Maths and A-Level Mathematics. This video focuses on factorising difficult quadratics by completing the square. There's also an extension question at the end. So on reading the question, the first thing I recognise is in standard completing the square form. We've got something squared here, plus or minus something. And we can see we're being multiplied by a factor as well. So I'm going to now start to rewrite this. I'm going to take out a factor of minus 2 from the first two terms, the quadratic term and the linear term, which is what I'm going to complete the square on. So as you can see here, all I've done is I've taken out a factor of minus 2 on those first two terms. I haven't done any further factorisation. I'm going to do that further factorisation now. If you notice, I've used a square bracket just to distinguish between the two different types of brackets. So what I do is I divide the coefficient of x by 2. That gives me minus 1. And I take away the square of that. So that's the standard method for completing the square. Now I'm going to expand that square bracket, and that's now going to be further simplified to give me my final answer of minus 2 times the open bracket x minus 1 all squared minus 1. So I can identify that p equals minus 2, q equals minus 1, and r equals minus 1. The second part of the question is saying for this equation y equals f of x, find the coordinates of the minimum. So I put it into that form. So y equals minus 2 x minus 1 all squared minus 1. The x coordinate of the minimum is going to be the value of x that reduces this bracket to 0. So the value of x that will reduce this to 0 will be 1. Then the y coordinate is going to be just whatever is outside the bracket here. So minus 1. So the minimum is going to be 1, minus 1. And then onto the extension question. So the extension question is saying, what's the minimum value of the function g of x equals 2x squared plus 7x minus 15? So this is different from the coordinates of the minimum. This is actually the minimum value for the function. So in order to find this, what we need to do is complete the square on this function and just find that y coordinate. If we found the coordinate of the minimum, then all we would need is the y coordinate, because this is the lowest value that the function will go to. So let's rewrite this. Take out the factor of 2, once again using square brackets. If we notice, 2 doesn't go into 7, but we forced the factorisation there. Now we complete the square on what's inside the square brackets. Then expand, so we will get minus 49 over 8 from that second term that was inside the square bracket, because it's going to be 2 times minus 49 over 16. So the 2 will cancel with the denominator to give me minus 49 over 8. And then we will simplify the two constants, and that will give us minus 169 over 8. So if we notice, the minimum value that we're going to get here is when this quadratic element is 0. So the actual minimum value of this function is going to be minus 169 over 8. Thank you very much for listening. If you've got any comments, please add those. And if you've got any other topics you'd like me to look at, then please mention those in the comment section.